What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today from the moon on Destiny, and I have another episode of my Rare Gems weapon series where we talk about some of the rare weapons you can get in this game that are actually pretty good for both PvE and for PvP. Now, what I'm running around with today is a scout rifle. This is a rare scout rifle. It's called the Gallows Cure, and you pick this up from Vanguard ROC Strikes on level 26. As far as I know, that's the only way you can actually acquire this weapon. It does not drop from blue engrams at the Cryptarch, and the only way I've seen this drop so far is on those Vanguard ROC Strikes at the in-game weapons, or the reward screen. So, this is a scout rifle. It handles very well. It has a very high rate of fire. It's one of those high rate of fire, lower impact scout rifles. It's a little bit, actually, surprisingly similar to the Mida multi-tool. And you can get this with a variety of scopes. Of course, the perks on these are always random. It just depends on what you get that drop. One of the cool things I do like about this is that it does have explosive rounds, which I know really aren't the greatest perk, but they're so much fun to use in PvE especially. And I've seen this thing drop a couple of times, and usually the ones I've had drop over and over with this usually do have explosive rounds on it, and along with one other random perk. So it's, I think, pretty high frequency drop on this weapon in terms of the perks you can get. And like I said, it's a lot of fun to use. It is, and that's pretty much the only thing. You know, you're not getting a whole lot of extra damage with it. Now, this is also, in terms of the fire rates, it actually is a faster firing scout rifle than Mida multi-tool. The impact is very close to what the Mida multi-tool has, which that's an exotic scout rifle. I would compare the fire rate on this to the Beeline Trauma, if you guys are familiar with that. It's a Crucible scout rifle. You can see here, you can fire this thing really quickly. It's just one of those very high fire rate. You've only got 16 rounds in the magazine. That's pretty standard right out of the box. But as you can see, it's a very useful weapon. Very fun to use. Now, the other perk I have on this is actually for stability, which is why I'm actually using explosive rounds. But let me clear out some more of these guys so we can have a little spot to have a conversation where I'm not getting shot at, and we can actually just go back over here. Go hide over here, and nobody will find me. Alright, so now that we're in a little bit of a quieter area, let's just take a look at this weapon really quick. This does require level 20. Again, it's a rare weapon. Attack power maxes out at 294, and you can see the statistics there. Pretty good rate of fire for a scout rifle, which for me is good because I'm not a huge fan of the slower firing scout rifles, especially in the Crucible. And the faster firing ones seem to do a little bit better, even though they don't have the higher impact. Range is still pretty solid. Stability on this is decent. Because I have the explosive rounds equipped, you can actually, there is a higher stability rating on here that I can go up to. I'll give you a little look at that. See, I've got fitted stock, which will give me a little bit more stability. I actually use that in PvP because I find that explosive rounds aren't really the greatest for PvP. Now, this weapon, just to do for damage comparison here, kind of give you guys an idea of what you can do with this scout rifle. If you are going to take this weapon into the Crucible, and again, I said it's just a rare, and this series mostly focuses on rare weapons that you can use in the Crucible, because I know not all of us are lucky enough to have a vault full of exotics and legendary weapons. So I'm hoping to help you guys out with this series, show you a little bit more, show you what kind of weapons you can get in the game very easily by running strikes or from whatever other method you can to get some decent weapons to help you out in the Crucible, help you get your KD up a little bit by having some more effective weapons. Now, we can look at numbers on this. If you do take this into the Crucible, you are going to do 43 damage for a headshot and 29 damage for a body shot. Comparing that to Mida multi-tool, Mida multi-tool comes in with a 52 damage headshot and 35 damage body shot. And then comparing it to another scout rifle, higher impact scout rifle like the Badger CCL, which is a Vanguard scout rifle, this will get 73 for a headshot, 49 for a body shot. Those are all Crucible numbers. Just letting you see there as we get shot at here again. And you can see again the very fast firing rate. That's one of the great things about this weapon that I really do enjoy. But yeah, so this is very good for PvP. I found it to be a pretty excellent little weapon, and just to compare it, you can see the numbers here on the Mida multi-tool. Obviously, Mida has third eye and reloads quite a bit faster, but other than that, the statistics are pretty close. So you've got a really good package here with this Gallows Cure. Very good little weapon here. Now, if you're using this in PvE, if you want to use it, you can actually use it against level 30s. You'll get 606 damage for a headshot. You'll get 202 damage for a body shot. On a level 30 major, you'll get 273 damage for a headshot, and on a body shot, 182. Now, if you do throw explosive rounds on there, all it really does is kind of splits up your damage. Like on a headshot with explosive rounds, you'll get 404, and then you'll get a secondary number pop up that says 202. The same thing for the majors. You'll get a 182 headshot plus 91. So it's really the same damage. It's just you're getting that little bit of extra damage to surrounding enemies when you use explosive rounds. Basically, what explosive rounds do is they stagger enemies, and they also do like an AoE type area of effect damage so if you got a clustered group of enemies, that's why it's mostly a useful perk in PvE, is you can actually just shoot around the enemies and it will damage the ones, even that you're not directly hitting with it. As long as the other ones are close enough in proximity, you will still kill them or can damage them with the explosive rounds perk. Now on a body shot, the interesting thing on normal level 30 enemies, you actually do get a 202 body shot plus 101, so you do get a little bit of extra damage on a body shot. That's really, I just thought that was kind of weird. That's not the same on a major. A major is just a straight up, it's just a 91 plus 91, which is that 182, which you would normally get if you're not using explosive rounds. So that's really the only benefit you're going to get there is with a body shot on a normal level 30. Now, in the Crucible, I did kind of mess around with it a little bit with explosive rounds and just found them to be not very useful at all. On a body shot, you get like a 15 plus 15. It's kind of the same thing, so it's really a wash between 29 and 30. And then on a headshot, you get 23 and 23. It's a little bit extra damage, but I noticed it didn't proc all the time, so some of the times I was just getting 23s for headshots, which is pretty much useless for using a scout rifle. But that's why I suggest just running it in PvE with the explosive rounds. Those can be very helpful in PvE, but not so much in the Crucible. You really don't need them in the Crucible. There's not really a whole lot of incentive to using those. So anyways, guys, that has been just a quick breakdown on this weapon. Now, as usual, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the Crucible and play a little bit here. So I'm going to kind of just be quiet for a minute and let you guys watch the Crucible gameplay here, and then I'll jump back on at the end to kind of do a final little go over on the Gallows Cure. So hope you guys enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back with you guys shortly.
Control. Alpha Team. Capture and defend, Guardians. You captured Zone A. Gained the lead. Enemy captured Zone C. Enemy captured Zone B. the lead. You're in the lead. You're falling behind. Gains the lead. Zone A lost. Lost the lead. Heavy ammo inbound. Heavy ammo available. Zone C neutralized. Zone C captured. Zone C lost. Enemy captured Zone C. You've lost them all. They've got total control. Zone A neutralized. Zone A's captured. It's yours. Zone A lost. Enemy captured Zone A. Enemy controls all zones. Zone A neutralized. Enemy captured Zone A. You've lost them all. They've got total control. Zone C neutralized. Zone C captured. Heavy ammo on the way. Enemy captured Zone B. Heavy ammo available. Only 5 minutes left. Zone C lost. Zone A neutralized. Enemy captured Zone C. You captured Zone A. Zone A lost. Enemy captured Zone A. Enemy controls all zones. Prove your worth, Guardian. Zone A neutralized. Zone C neutralized. Enemy captured Zone A. Crucible is not a challenge to be taken lightly.
Alright guys, I'm back here with you. So you got a nice look there at the Gallows Cure and how it handles in PvP. Now, my always disclaimer I have is I'm not the greatest PvP player ever. And you can see I did fairly decently. For myself, 1.25 is a pretty good match. I usually finish anywhere between 1.0 and 2.0 depending on the weapons I'm using. But overall, you're going to be at a disadvantage against a couple of different weapons. As you saw there, I got outgunned by a lot. And that's not a great map either for long range, long sight lines for a scout rifle. I'm really not a huge fan. Anomaly is not one of my favorite maps, so I tend to not do very well on that one. But you saw there I was fairly competitive, managed to hold my own in a couple of encounters. And, I even turned on the explosive rounds at the end there to let you guys kind of see what they do. They don't make a huge difference, but I think what they do in PvP is they do stagger your opponent's view a little bit, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for them to take you down with headshots or, precision shots. So I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay there and enjoyed the review. And again, this has been a Rare Gem weapon in my Rare Gems weapon series. I'll be hopefully bringing you guys some more of these. This is more for some of you casual players and guys that don't have a lot of time to play, just to show you that there are some different weapons you can get to basically compete well in PvP or other parts of the game that you don't have to really grind a lot for. So next time I'm actually going to be doing something kind of fun. I'm going to be doing a screw around in the Crucible video. I'm going to be using some really ridiculous weapons that you wouldn't think would be very good. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime though guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you stopping by, and I will see you again next time.